Hi everyone, this is Mohit. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm pretty excited, guys. This is our first day of our video series on statistics for data science from zero to hero in 60 days. In this particular video, guys, we are going to kick off our statistics journey for data science. And in this particular video, guys, we are going to make our foundations related to the statistics. So there are three things which we are going to discuss. First one, we will start with the definition of statistics. It will set up or it will give you a glimpse like why do we need statistics? And I will use a very simple example to explain what is the definition of statistics. Okay, the second part, we will talk about the sampling process, which is again very important process. We always use that in every statistical problem you have. Then the third, I will introduce different terminologies, which I am going to use in our upcoming videos, guys. So this is very important video for our upcoming sessions. So don't miss it out. Watch till the end, guys. And let's get started without wasting more time. So let's get started with the definition of statistics, guys. So the definition of statistics, we will look it from two different sources. First one from the Wikipedia and the second one from the ChatGPT. So you might have heard about this term ChatGPT, which is revolutionizing the field of generative artificial intelligence. So it's basically a conversational AI chatbot, which is developed by OpenAI, and you can actually interact with it. You have any particular query, you can actually ask, and it will generate human like responses. It's very interesting, guys. If you are new to this chat gpt, I would definitely suggest, please go and play around with it. I'll just give you a kickstart that how you can actually ask question on chat gpt, but after that you can use it for your self benefit, guys. Right, if you have any particular query, you can actually ask, like I'm going to do, what is statistics, that's the question I'm going to ask, and you will see it will generate in real time the solution or the answer for that particular question. Right, so just to give you a kick start of chat gpt, I have involved chat gpt part into the definition of statistics, and it's very interesting, guys. We will see that. So let's move to first Wikipedia, that how it defines statistics. So statistics, as per Wikipedia, it's a discipline or subject that concerns about the collection of data. So that is first step. Then we have organization, which is nothing but organizing the data in the right format. Then on top of that data, you need to perform the analysis, right? And then once you perform the analysis, all the statistical analysis we are going to talk about, once you implement them, then you have to interpret the result. And once you interpret the result, you can present that result in your format, in the required format, right? So these are the 5 steps which are involved in the statistics based on the Wikipedia, guys. A lot of people just think about statistics is all about analysis, where you are performing your statistical analysis, kind of like hypothesis testing or calculating confidence interval, performing ANOVA. That is just one part of it, guys. You need to collect, organize, analyze, interpret, and present your final results or your data, right? So that's the definition of statistics. Let's try to understand this definition using simple example, guys. So just imagine that being a statistician, you need to calculate what is the average data scientist salary in India. That's the problem. Now you have to think from the statistician mind that how can we do that? So there are 10, more than 10 lakh data scientists which are in India. How can you collect their salary information? You can't go to individual data scientists and ask about their salary information, right? That's impossible. So here, from the statistics point of view, we will say that 10 lakh data scientists, that's our population, right? And we never work on the population. If you are working on the population data, guys, then you do not need statistics, right? That's very important point what I'm saying. If you are working with the population, if you have information about 10 lakh all the data scientists in India, then you do not need statistics. You can directly calculate the average and statistics is done. But the whole game starts, or statistics starts, when your population is quite large, on which you cannot work, like in this particular case. Then what you do, being a statistician, you collect a sample of few data scientists, of let's say 1000 data scientists or 10,000 data scientists, right? Now from those 10,000, let's say we have collected a sample of 10,000 data scientists, we will collect their salary information, and then from that we will calculate the average of salary, right? So that is how we actually do the statistical analysis. We collected the sample, and then on top of that sample we calculated the average. And what we are doing, we are inferring about the population, or making an interpretation about the population, that let's say if the average data scientist salary from the sample is coming around 9 lakh, then it means that population data scientist salary on an average is approximately close to 9 lakh, right? That's the interpretation we are making, right? So this is a very simple example. I'm pretty sure this is something which you can relate. Now, collection. So that collection, in this definition, we are talking about collecting the sample, right? So this particular step is clear. Then we have to organize that data. When you are collecting the data scientist salary information, then you have to collect in a right format so that you can perform the analysis. Let's say you need to have that in a proper, like in a Excel format, right? And then you perform the analysis, which is nothing but calculating the average. Once you do the calculation, once you calculate the salary average of your sample, then you interpret about the result, right? About the population, that the population data scientist salary is approximately close to 9 lakh, right? And then you can present this information in your required format. So this is the pretty interesting part, guys. It's as simple as this, and this is how we are going to learn all the statistical concepts, guys. It's I will use a lot of simple examples to make you understand. And definitely, guys, this is going to be the most practical uh, source or video series on statistics you will find over internet. Okay, so I am pretty sure that you are pretty clear about this particular part. So what is statistics? Okay, now this was from the Wikipedia. Let's understand what ChatGPT is saying about statistics. What is statistics? And this is the interesting part, guys. I'll show you how you can open ChatGPT and how you can use it to get answer about your query. Okay, so just move to your Chrome. Okay, so over there, just Google ChatGPT, right? Then you will find this particular website, openai.com. Just open it, and then definitely you will see this particular UI. And on this you have this login, guys. You have to log into this particular portal. Now you will find three options here. So as this is developed by OpenAI, so that's why you are getting the logo of OpenAI. Then there are three options. One is ChatGPT. This is what we are going to use. Then the second one is DALL-E, which is a new generative AI application they are working on. So it's about, if you give an input of a description or text, then it will generate an image or an art from it. Let's say you are asking in the text, you will provide the input. I need to get an image of panda with red eyes, right? So it will generate that image of panda with red eyes. Okay, so that's the generative AI solutioning they are working on. Then the third part is about API. If you want to use ChatGPT or DALL-E for your business purpose, then you need to integrate your application with these ChatGPT or DALL-E, right? For that, you need to integrate the API, and so this is the solution for you, right? So now for this particular purpose, we are using ChatGPT. You can click on this. If you are logging in for the first time, it will ask for your credentials. You can use your Gmail account to log in into this ChatGPT, right? So this is the UI for ChatGPT. It's pretty simple, guys. It's just question and answering UI. Here you can ask the question at the bottom, and then it will generate the solution or answer for that. So it's very straightforward. So just simply write what is statistics, and then it will start generating the solution or answer for your question. So now you can see definitely it's generating the answer. Now let me read what it is writing over here, guys. So statistics is a branch of mathematics that involves the collection, analysis, interpretation, presentation, and organization of data, guys. This is the same which it's very similar to Wikipedia, right? Which we discussed earlier. So there are 5 steps involved: collection, interpretation, analysis, presentation, and organization. So order is a little bit different, but these are the 5 steps involved in statistics, right? So there are other information also which is given. It provides methods and techniques to make sense of numerical information and draw meaningful conclusions from it. So the idea of statistical analysis is to get meaningful insight out of the data, right? So statistics play a very crucial role in various fields. Definitely, guys, in every organization I have worked, I have used statistical concepts, and that's what I'm going to summarize in this 60 days video series, and it will help you a lot, guys. So primary objective of statistics is to extract the information, useful information. Absolutely. That's the end goal of statistical concepts you are going to implement in the industry, guys, right? So data collection, performing data analysis, then statistical inference, basically interpretation, and finally presenting or visualizing the data, right? So these are the information which is coming from the ChatGPT, guys. So it might happen that when you are asking the same question, it might generate the different answers to it, but the crux of it will remains the same, guys, right? So this is how you can use ChatGPT for any of your use, guys. You want to get, let's say, what is the best, simple example, guys, what is the best way to become data scientist, right? So you can ask this question and it will generate the solution for you, right? It will give you a roadmap. The similar kind of questions you can ask, and it will generate the solution for you, guys. It will give you a complete roadmap, what all information, what all skills you need to get expert of, so that you can become data scientist, right? So now I'm just leaving this chat gpt to this point. Now you can play around with it. Whatever query you have, you can ask and it will generate the response for you. Okay, I'm pretty sure that you might be as excited as I am right now after looking at this chat gpt, guys. So this is pretty interesting and this is where the future is, guys. So now Google is building a competitor for chat gpt, which is bard, right? And they are talking about it in every conference they are actually getting involved, right? So the future is all about generative AI, where we have where machines are generating human like responses. They are giving you all the personalized solutions to your queries. Okay, so now let's move back to the statistics part. So I'm sure now you are pretty much clear about what is the definition of statistics, what is statistics, and this particular example as well. Okay, now there are two more things which I want to talk about. First one is the sampling, because we talked about population and sample, guys. So sampling, it's a very important process which we use to collect a sample about from the population to make inference about the population, right? This is pretty interesting. So in real world, guys, your population will be large enough, you will not be able to work on the population. So what you need, you will always collect the sample from the population, and that is why you need a process, you need sampling techniques to actually collect sample which should be the representative of your population, right? So sampling is a process of extracting predetermined number of observations from a larger population to make inference about the population. Okay, so that is sampling, and tomorrow we will discuss about different sampling techniques which are available in the market to collect sample from the population. So tomorrow's video will be dedicated on this particular sampling techniques part. So there are two type of sampling techniques, probabilistic and non-probabilistic. We'll talk about them tomorrow. Okay, so once you have collected the sample, definitely it's a subset of the population. It should represent the whole population, guys. Sample should represent your population. Otherwise, your sample will be wrong. The conclusion you will make from the sample about the population will be wrong. And then your business actions will be wrong. And definitely it can hurt your business as well. Okay. Then purpose of drawing the inference. Why we collect sample? we need to draw the inference about the population, guys, like we discussed in the last slide, right? So I hope this sampling part is clear. The next point and the last point for this particular session, guys, we are going to talk about the terminologies. So there are few terminologies which I want to introduce right now. I'll be using those terminologies throughout the 60 days video course, guys. And it starts from the population. I'm pretty sure you are clear about population. What is population? Collection of elements on which research is required to be done, or we are making conclusions about, right? So that's our population. So in our example, 10 lakh data scientists, that is our population on which we can never work, right? We can never collect the data about 10 lakh data scientists. So what we do, we draw or we extract a sample from the population of predetermined number of observations or number of units, right? So sample a representative subset of population on which we will conduct our research. Okay, then sample size. So sample size is nothing but number of elements which are there in our sample. Okay, so we always decide like 1000 or 10,000 particular number of elements in our sample. And we always say in statistics, guys, more the number of observations in our sample, better insight we will extract from the sample, or more accurate results we will get. Okay, so we always try to get more sample size so that we can make more accurate conclusions about the population. Okay, so the final definition or terminologies I am introducing is sample bias. So sampling bias occurs when the units which we are selecting from the population for the sample do not reflect the population characteristics. So when our sample do not reflect the same characteristics of the population, then we are introducing the sampling bias. This is very important term, guys, and throughout this series I will be using this term, sampling bias. So important part is our sample should represent our population, and for that we use different techniques which we will be talking about in the next tomorrow's video, guys. Okay, so what will happen if we have sampling bias? It will provide you the wrong conclusions about the population, and if the conclusion is wrong, your actions will be wrong, and your actions are wrong, then definitely it will hurt your business, guys, right? So your sample has to be representative of your population. So this is what I have planned for today, guys. Thanks for watching till the end. I hope you understood all the concepts which I try to explain in this video, guys. So what is statistics? What is sampling techniques? What is sampling process? Right? And the example which I gave about the definition of statistics, ChatGPT, how we can use the ChatGPT, guys. The whole idea of using ChatGPT was to give you a kickstart, just to make you understand how we can use ChatGPT and how this generative AI is getting evolved in our generation, right? So you can use ChatGPT now for your benefit. Whatever query you have, you just ask to it. It will generate a very not absolutely 100% accurate, but it will be very relevant to your question. Okay, so use ChatGPT as much as you can for all of your query, guys. Okay, so thanks again, and if you are new to this particular channel, subscribe as well as hit the icon button so that you do not miss out any of the video I am going to upload in this particular video series.